You're standing in a damp basement, watching that little puddle on the floor grow a few inches each week, and you're thinking, I need something that actually keeps the moisture down without becoming another piece of equipment I have to babysit. That hesitation is real. Most dehumidifiers promise huge capacities on the spec sheet, but the ones that survive a year in a crawl space have to be simple to install, quiet enough not to echo through the house, and able to get rid of water without you having to lug a bucket to the garage every night. If you're looking for a unit that fits those criteria, the Aprilaire E070 might be worth a closer look. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the problem this machine is built to solve. Crawl spaces and unfinished basements are essentially breathing lungs for a home. They pull in humidity from the soil and from everyday activities like laundry, and that moisture can turn wood framing into rot, encourage mold, and raise indoor humidity levels that make a house feel clammy in the summer and stuffy in the winter. The E070 is advertised as a 70-pint per day unit, which sounds like a lot, but the real question is whether it can move that amount in the kind of low airflow environment you get under a house. In my research, I've seen homeowners with spaces up to about 2,200 square feet report that the pump-included model actually empties its condensate into a floor drain or sump pit without any manual intervention, meaning you truly can set it and forget it once it's up and running. Installation is where many dehumidifiers stumble. The E070 comes with a hanging kit, a condensate pump, and a drain hose, all meant for a DIY setup. The hanging kit bolts to joists, and the unit hangs about a foot off the floor, keeping the intake and exhaust clear of debris. The pump is low profile and runs at a whisper, which is a relief if you have a finished space directly above the crawl area. I've walked through a few step-by-step guides posted by the manufacturer, and the process boils down to secure the unit, connect the pump to the drain line, plug it in, and program the digital control. The control panel is a small LCD that lets you set a target humidity, usually 55% for most homes, and the unit cycles on and off automatically. There's no separate humidistat you need to mount elsewhere, so you're really dealing with a single piece of hardware. Who should consider this dehumidifier? If you own a house with an unfinished basement or a crawl space that you can access, and you've already noticed signs of excess moisture, musty odors, visible condensation on joist faces, or even occasional mildew on stored boxes, the E070 fits nicely. It's also a solid choice for homeowners who have already invested in a central HVAC system but need a supplemental solution for the lower levels of the house. The built-in pump makes it attractive for those who don't want to run a permanent condensate line to a floor drain. You can route the hose to an existing sump pit or even a utility sink. People who are comfortable with a little light carpentry drilling into joists, mounting brackets will find the installation process manageable. On the flip side, you might want to skip this model if you live in a small, well-ventilated attic or a finished basement where a portable countertop unit would suffice. The E070's 70-pint rating is overkill for a space under 500 square feet, and you'd be paying for capacity you'll never use. Likewise, if your crawl space is sealed with a vapor barrier and already has a dedicated drainage system, adding a pump-based dehumidifier could be redundant. The unit also runs on standard 115-volt power, so if you're looking for a model that can plug into a low-voltage outlet or a battery backup, you'll need to look elsewhere. Now for the practical strengths. The first thing that stands out is the bucketless design. Traditional dehumidifiers require you to empty a water collection bucket every few hours, which is a chore that quickly turns the device from a solution into a nuisance. The E070's pump moves condensate directly to a drain, and the pump's flow rate is sufficient for most residential drainage setups. In real-world use, people have reported that the pump runs continuously for only a few minutes each cycle, so the noise level stays low, quiet enough that you could be watching TV on the floor above and not notice it. The digital control interface is straightforward. You set the desired humidity, and the unit does the rest, adjusting its compressor runtime accordingly. Another practical benefit is the inclusion of an R32 refrigerant. That's a newer, lower global warming potential gas compared to the older R410A used in many older units. While you won't notice a performance difference day to day, it does mean the E070 aligns with more environmentally conscious standards, which matters if you're tracking your home's carbon footprint. The washable MERV 8 filter is also a nice touch. You can rinse it under a garden hose.